Hi, I'm Mary, and I'm here to tell you a few things today about LinkedIn, very specifically for nonprofits, and even more specifically for things that nonprofit employees and volunteers and board members can do to help exponentially grow your message, the nonprofit's message on LinkedIn. Okay, you might have a few questions, and one of them might be, why do you want your nonprofit to be on LinkedIn? I'm going to assume you have a page for your nonprofit on LinkedIn. If not, you should think about getting one. I have about 1 billion reasons. That's how many LinkedIn members there are. Most people, when they're in LinkedIn, they're in a business mode. They're thinking about business. They're thinking about life from a more professional standpoint. Most of the people on LinkedIn have college degrees, and most of them earn over 100,000 a year. So it's a really good place to get in front of people that may be your future donors, your future board members, your future volunteers. Another great thing about LinkedIn is that there is a difference in consumption and production. Between 1% and 5% of people are actively creating content on LinkedIn. That means everybody else there is there to consume content. So you get a lot of eyes, engaged, interested eyes on any content you're doing. And in a little while, I'm going to show you something about what I call the power of exponential connections. Back in the day, okay, 10-ish years ago, LinkedIn was considered a place where HR people went and people seeking jobs and went. It was a place that people would post their resume online and ignore it. It is much more of an open platform right now and a great place to interact and build community. That's why you should be on LinkedIn. Why are you listening to Mary? Please feel free to go and look at my LinkedIn profile, check the reviews I've received from people. Also, a LinkedIn expert in the UK, John Asperian, has written a list of LinkedIn experts to follow. I'm on this list. So I am respected by my clients, and I'm also respected with my peers. This makes me feel a lot of joy to know that I'm well respected in this area. I know what I'm talking about, but I can say I know what I'm talking about all day long. But when other people are saying that, I appreciate it. All right, we're going to do a bit of a screen share here right now on LinkedIn. And we're going to, I don't math well, but I know this is kind of useful stuff to know. So we're going to hop over to LinkedIn. And from here, we're going to glance at my profile and ignore the messages I'm getting in the bottom. All right. Great profile. If I go to search and just hit a space, then magic things start to happen. But the first thing I'm going to do is look for people. And of people, I'm going to look for my first connections. These are the people that are directly connected to me. This are the connections, not the followers. The follower number is different. There are people that follow me that I don't connect with. I am kind of cautious about who I have as connections. So I have 2,700 connections. That's a lot of people for me to talk to. But when I am talking to those people, and when they like my activity, when they like my posts, when they share my posts, when they comment on my posts, that information goes out to their connections. And this is where the number kind of grows, because we go from 2,700 to 1.5 million. Not all of these 1.5 million people are all active on LinkedIn, and they're not always there. But it is a pretty dang big growth kind of thing. So we kind of like these numbers, and we kind of like to look at that. When one of your board members or volunteers posts something, it goes out to their connections. When one of their connections sees it, it goes out, comments on it, it goes out to another level of humans. And we all like getting our stuff seen in front of more humans. So that is the first step. The next thing we're going to look at here is how you can grow your LinkedIn. Every single admin or moderator on a company page can invite 250 connections per month. I encourage you to think about that and do that if you have a company page. And what LinkedIn would call a page for a nonprofit will be a company page. They don't have a separate nonprofit segment. But then what can happen is that all of your board members, volunteers, mentors, donors can also share this. They cannot share it with 250 people, but I'm going to come up with an example. We're going to pick on a nonprofit here in Nashville. I'm in Nashville. Nashville has music. We're going to pick on a nonprofit here as an example. We're going to go to the National Museum of African American Music. Fabulous place. You should go there. If you ever come to Nashville, I'll even go there with you. Okay, maybe not everybody, but a lot of people. Now, I can invite connections to any company page I want. And I can invite 50 connections every month. So today, I'm going to invite Stacy Montgomery to like this page. A lot of this is because I have kind of teased her a little bit. I want her family to come here and visit me. And her son loves music. I would love to take her son to this museum. So I'm going to invite her to like that page. Think about this now. Every one of your board members can do this 50 times a month. Every one of your volunteer members can do this 50 times a month. Last week, I did this for a nonprofit. The next day, their board president went out, clicked off all 50 of her invites for the month, and made herself a note to do that again next month. And we were watching the numbers the next day. A lot more followers, which means these people are seeing information. They're seeing information about your posts. They're seeing your events. They're seeing your videos. They're seeing everything that you're posting and sharing it with even more people. Another thing you can do, and this is where I'm going to, I think this is safe. If we go and we look at this profile, I think this will work. I'm trusting that she's done this. Karen Carlson is the board director of This Girl Story. You can put your volunteer information on LinkedIn. And why would you want to do that? It shows that you're involved with the community. Your volunteers would want to do this. If you have volunteers, especially if you have teens, this is going to be able to be seen by college recruiters. This is going to be able to be seen by future employers. It gives them some, especially the teens, they need to start building that online presence. And this is a great way for them to be able to build their online presence. So volunteers, board members, depending on the nonprofit you have, you can have the mentors involved with this. Now, we want also for all of these people to, I'm going to stop share. So, because it kind of distracts me to have that on there, you want these people to share and you want them to have something to share. So the things I want you to do as a company page for your nonprofit is to make sure you're posting regularly. And a great way to do this is to create image posts, create question posts, give them some showing the back of the scenes of your nonprofit and see what your people like the most. Always go back and check your analytics. Another thing is if you, as a nonprofit, whoever is posting, is fairly regular, then your people, your board members, your volunteers, can start expecting to see 10 a.m. every Monday, they're going to post, and I'm going to go share it. What you want to ask your people to do is to share with their humans. And this does not take a lot of time. If they're consistent about it, they could do this 15 minutes a day, 3 times a week, and then go back once a month and invite their connections. That'll be another 15 or 20 minutes. It's not asking for a lot of time, but the growth it can bring could be amazing. I've seen a lot of nonprofits on LinkedIn, and a lot of people will get very, very active, maybe around from the end of October until November, say the Tuesday after Thanksgiving, and then drop off their activity. LinkedIn wants to see you active all year. And when they see you active and when they see people engaging with you, that gives them more encouragement to put your posts further on up the feed. And the further up on the feed your posts are, the more your people will see it. So what do I want you to do? Create a plan and share it with your folks. Make sure you encourage them to comment, share, or repost. Another very cool thing about LinkedIn is they are starting to pay a little more attention to video and events. So when you have events, when you have a fundraiser, when you have something going on, create the event on LinkedIn under the company page, invite people, and encourage them to share it. I would love to see you do this, and I would love to see your nonprofit grow. You can find me. I am not difficult to find. I'm on LinkedIn, and depending on where you found this, if you found this on my website, you can find out more information right below. If you'd like me to come in and walk through this in person with your members, with your people, with your board members, I'm glad to come in and do an in-person, and by that I mean on Zoom, where people can ask me questions and I could walk through things slowly. I also do presentations on LinkedIn for business people in networking groups or chambers. And if you have a lot of teens that are volunteers, I love to talk to teens about starting to build their contacts now so they can maintain them for life. And when they start moving along to college, and when they start moving out of college and moving into jobs, they can find the people they've worked with in the past. You never know who you knew before that might be in that company that has your dream job now. So make sure that you encourage anybody 16 and older can start getting on LinkedIn, and they can start connecting with any of the adults in their life as long as it's permitted. I think there might be some schools that won't let teens connect with teachers online, but hey, once you graduate, then that makes that a difference. I am easy to find, love to come in and talk to your group, and thank you so much for your time here today.